the channel. Been a bit of a while posting the video, but I shall flip you around and explain. So been chipping away at the Norton, got the speedo cable in, run round under the bike, had to jack the engine up to get some of the engine plate bolts in, so they need tightening. I've got in motion to get the inner primary on. Got the stainless steel in for the rear wheel. Started to pull the wiring through, still got to do the headlight, and then decided to have a bit of a spring clean, so that's what I've got left. So that was a free roadside heater, put a shelf up for my helmets because the cupboard that was here collapsed and spilled all my drill bits. So I've moved this. That should be free space. So at the moment all the drill bits are stacked on the top of that one, and then I decided to go full hog, so I ripped all the wiring out. So I've got double socket near the front for the battery charger, double socket this side now, put the parts washer over there on a bit of wood, double socket there for the welders, double socket there for the Wi-Fi out here, but that's a bit of a pain because the Cat 5 that runs through to the house, the telephone point has now been moved. And then I've got a double socket here with a Wiser module, so I can pre-fill the compressor if I want. And then the boys wanted to do a bit of arts and crafts creating, so we've made this out of old handlebar levers, and then I've got to cut it and fit it up there. So this is going to be coat rack hooks. So yeah, so quite a bit of tidying up, rejigging round. I've charged the battery on the AJS, but that's wet sumped. So I think I might go mad this Christmas and have buy one of the new oil pumps with the seals in. I've got a box there. I've got tank rubbers, but I quite like my Roach ones. That's got an ignition kit, one of them replacements for the mag. I'll tell you what, I'll get it out. So I've got some new knee rubbers, and then I've got that magneto replacement module, second hand to me, but good order. And then we've got the ignition module for the classic twins, and that is the 12 volt module. And I think this tells you, but obviously that AJS is 6 volt. I've got another key, but I've already got a key on the AJS. And then I've got the twin spark 12 volt coil. So I'm in a mind, if you're interested this year, is to electrically rip that into bits, put a 12 volt battery in, 12 volt LEDs in, and this ignition kit. And I'm wondering about putting having a really good spend on it, and put a alternator that looks like a dynamo into it, because I love this bike and it's wet something's a pain, and that 60 watt dynamo, when she goes it's alright, but because the battery's old you have to charge it to get it to go, and it's you're fighting everything. But if we can have a 12 volt system, I think that'll be all right. And then we'll get round to the other side of the Norton and have a look. So we're on this side of the Norton now. So with all the bolts in, I need to sneak that mount onto that mount, which isn't too bad. And then I've got either this breather or this breather. This breather's a bit funny because it points up. That breather points up. I don't know when to run a bit of pipe, shorten it, run a bit of pipe onto the chain. And this one's a bit funny because when that goes in, when that one's in, that's into the engine plate, so it's got nowhere to go. But we'll figure, or this one will get cut, or maybe resolder and change the angle. Got to order a battery. I've got the chain over there to go on the back. I've got the brake rod to get in place and brake switch. But we're chipping away. I'm gonna, before I put the tap in the tank, which hides up in here somewhere, there it is, I've got to redo all of this because this is the old way of doing it, is wire wound and it all leaks. But I think for my peace of mind, I'd quite like a filter, then on the T, and then in. Got to get my wires up in there. I've got my dummy fuel tank for a test run. Still got to fit the headlight, but yeah, I'll keep chipping away at it, and I'll have to put me. I wonder about putting on my coat hook, whether I put some of my scrappy banges up next to it, but we'll see. So yeah, bit of an update. So there you are.